Welcome back. What an exciting few days. Bitcoin, we had a dump, then we had a pump. We're at a new yearly high on Bitcoin. Altcoins are pumping. Definitely exciting times. But as always, we want to stay cautious because we know that major corrections, 30% corrections, these are normal. And after going, 100%, 50%, what have you, you're going to have a pullback at some point. So either have a trailing stop or be taking profits along the way. Just be prepared, okay? We'll talk more about that in a second. This is Crypto Rolly, the crypto watch that never stops, live technical analysis, price predictions, and trading. As always, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, trade at your own risk. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. We're up to 60 subscribers. If we can get 100, we'll do live streams. All right, so keep it up, guys. Thank you for the support. Let's look at the market. 1.2 billion real volume on Bitcoin. We're up almost 5% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum 7%, EOS 8%, Tezos killing it 12%. Everything in the green. Everyone's happy except for those bears who are shorting. All right. So the Fear and Greed Index, this was posted last night. We had dropped from a 57 to a 52. People were getting nervous, which was funny to see. I mean, not funny to see. Maybe people just, they understand, that this pump has just been up, 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 up. So, they're like, when is it going to drop? When? So, yeah, we were getting a little nervous. But with the price action today, I could see this climbing back into the greed. Our Bitcoin block halving coming up in May. Less than 91 days, or about 91 days, we can see here. And real quick, we had talked about BitMEX open interest being over $1 billion, and we were expecting a large move. Often when the BitMEX open interest goes over $1 billion, you see a short squeeze or a long squeeze clearing out a lot of positions. And we can see right here, right when we got to this level, earlier in the year, we had a major drop in open interest with this pump here. And we can see also with the dump yesterday and then the pump today, we've also cleared out a lot of positions. So we can stop talking about the open interest for the time being. All right. So let's go back over to the Bitcoin chart. What I want to say real quick is, though we have been rallying, I still am going to be cautious about pullbacks along the way. I don't know when they're going to happen, but this is why I'm in and out. I'm not just waiting and waiting and waiting for this to go all the way to 14,000. I'm going to see opportunities for a long, I'll take it. If I see an opportunity for a short, I'll take it. I'm just stacking my BTC along the way because I prefer to trade on margin. That's just my strategy. But if you take a look, we had this crazy rally from the 300s all the way to 20,000. But it's important to note that you had some major pullbacks at the time. We're looking at 35% here. You're looking at 35% again. Let's see, we got 40% there. We have, another 30% there. You get the picture, 25%. And so far, we've had just a very minor pullbacks on this rally. This has been about 8%. That was about the largest pullback. So, I don't know when this 30% pullback will happen, but you have to keep that in the back of your mind. Also with these alts, they have just been going parabolic as well. But if you just look at, previous chart history, you can see this was just a savage wick on Coinbase. We won't look at that, but let's look at this from here to there. That's a 59% pullback, and this was before we hit 20K, okay? And then look at this one right here. That's about a 40% drop on Ethereum. We can take a look at Litecoin as well. You had this drop here, 60%, 37%, okay? You can see where I'm going with this. XRP, it shoots up and then it falls back down. Like, I mean, it's just this happens. And because this happens, you want to be prepared. You want to trail your stops into profit, or you want to take profit along the way, okay? That's just my advice. And this is also why I haven't jumped into altcoins. I have talked about my interest in altcoins, like we're looking at EOS. And if you take a look at the weekly chart on EOS, one second. EOS and all of the altcoins are above their 21 weekly EMA. We've talked about this for Bitcoin being a bull market signature, being above the 21 weekly EMA. And we can say the same for the altcoins. You can see Litecoin as well. And this is great. And this has me in an optimistic mind. But I don't want to buy the top of the rally. This might not be the top. It could continue higher. But it just feels like it's overextended. And I would prefer, personally, before I jump into altcoins, to see a large, like 30% pullback, but maintain that weekly 21 EMA. It doesn't have to come all the way to the 21 EMA. It could use the 50 or the 10 simple. But as long as we're staying above that on our next major pullback, that would be an amazing buy opportunity for me, okay? Also, we have been very bearish, and the altcoins, like the past 2 years, haven't been performing so well. So I don't check the altcoins every single day like I check Bitcoin every day. I know Bitcoin's chart like the back of my hand, so I feel very comfortable trading its chart, giving advice on Bitcoin. Altcoins I haven't been paying attention to as much, so for me to just buy right now because everyone's excited wouldn't be in my best interest. Now that I see that we're going into a bull cycle, I'm going to keep my eye on some of these altcoins moving forward. And when I see an opportunity, I'll take it. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. I know people are going to do what they do anyways, but that's just my personal strategy. Okay? So, all that being said, let's break down the Bitcoin chart like we normally do. Okay, guys? So, what can I say about BTC today? Well, if we go to a daily chart real quick, and we just put on, nope, not the Coinbase chart. Let's go to my Bitstamp chart. And we'll take the moving averages off for the moment. All right, so we had drawn the 9600 horizontal support, flipped resistance, met resistance again, broke above it. Yesterday, we talked about when should we buy the dip. And I said 9,600 was going to be a strong strong support, okay? And we were looking at different places that we could possibly look for a bounce. And, well, we did bounce perfectly off the blue 10 simple. We talked about how the blue 10 simple was nice support along this rally here, you can see, or the yellow 21 EMA. So we did get a bounce off the blue 10 simple. And also, if you look at the 4 hour, we also discussed our stochastics. If we got a cross up on the stochastics, that would be a good signal. So when we came down here late last night, I saw that we were holding this 50 EMA at 9,700 as support. The Stokes had not crossed yet, but they were very low. And I knew that 9,600 was going to be strong support. So I went ahead, I put in just a small long because I was going to sleep. And, I wasn't totally sure of it, but it was worth a try. I woke up and boom, look at that. All right, we have hit a little bit of a resistance wall. So we'll have to see how this plays out for the rest of the day. I have closed my trades. Now I'm just going to be patient to see how price action reacts and see if things slow down just for a moment so I can get an opportunity to get back in. Let me go back over to the daily. I'm going to bounce around just a little bit at first here. And also what I can see, okay, so two things. On the 4 hour, you can see this a little better. We do have this little channel rising wedge. I don't want to, spend too much time talking about it being a rising wedge, because typically a rising wedge would be bearish, but we're in a bull rally and bear signals are less effective in bull rallies. If this was a bear trend and we were just, downward action and I saw a rising wedge, I would be like, all right, this is a bear signal. But since we're in a bull rally, they're less effective and we're looking more for bull signals here. So anyways, I had drawn this line here also last night when I was looking to place my trade. And I saw we had a touch here and a touch here, and possibly, we might bounce off, and we did. And then on top of that, I had drawn this line that meets these two, and look where we stopped, at the top of this trend line. So sometimes going ahead and drawing these trend lines ahead of time, you'll see how it lines up just perfect in the future. Not only did we hit the top of this trend line, but we also hit this horizontal that we had drawn at 10,350. Well, where did I get that one from? I got that because I placed the horizontal at the top of this China pump wick on Bitstamp. Bitstamp was 10,350, but when I was looking at like Coinbase and BitMEX, the wick had gone like 10,500. So I'm glad I was looking at the Bitstamp chart when I placed this horizontal. But also I saw that this horizontal came into play, kind of creating a bit of it. So you had support there, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So it was creating a bit of a range in there. So it looked like a good spot, and it turned out to be, for the time being, our resistance now, okay? The next horizontal resistance I have drawn, which would be, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, is at 10,870-ish, okay, in that region. Then the next level you want to look at would be this. Let me go to the weekly. The next level would be from this touch to this touch, creating a bit of a symmetrical triangle. So that would be just above our 10,850, coming in probably around 11,000 region. Okay, I do imagine we will see resistance here. If we don't get a rejection here, I think we will see a bit of resistance for sure at 11,000. Okay. And you know what? If we just blast through it, so be it. If we do break through it, I would look at this level as a support retest, okay? All right. I hope I explained myself clearly. And now we'll just do our usual 4-hour, 12-hour, daily, weekly breakdown. Let's go. Let me give this page a refresh. Looks like things are getting a little weird on the side there. Okay. Remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the support, guys. All right, let this load up. We'll go to the 4-hour chart. So we did get our Stochastic cross up. That was good to see. And we are in this channel / wedge hitting resistance. So if we do find resistance here, the support box is down at 98.60. So this could be a potential channel that we fill out, okay? But I would imagine that this will stay as support. If we break above it, we have this line at the 10,850 area, and maybe this becomes a channel, okay? Let's look at our moving averages real quick. So we are well above all of the moving averages on the 4-hour. Your support, if we do get a rejection, would be coming in around 99.23 is where the yellow 21 EMA is, okay? So that would be your area of support. We talked about our area of resistance, but we also want to be aware of the support. Moving on, Bollinger Bands. We did hit the upper resistance on the Bollinger Bands, so also a possible reason why we've stalled out for the moment. and your middle BB will be at 99.70. Ichimoku clouds, pretty similar. Your support's going to be this blue conversion line. It's coming up. It's actually moving up now, which is good to see. 10,045. And that's that. Let's move to the 12-hour. 12-hour, also a nice bounce off the blue conversion line using the 12-hour. You can see how we had the bounce here as well. A bounce here. Support, but then it broke, okay? But we can see how this has played out in the past. So this was definitely a good area to look for a potential bounce. Moving to the Bollinger Bands, also hitting the top resistance. So good reason for, a stall in the price action. And our moving averages, you have your support coming down at 99.33, and we can see that we bounced off the yellow 21 EMA on the 12-hour. All right, so 10 simple moving average, the 21 EMA, depending on the time frame, these are good areas of support when this rally is strong. Okay, now we start breaking beneath those, then you start looking at your moving averages beneath it. Our stochastic pointed down, but looking like it might get a curl. We'll have to see what happens later today. Okay, our daily. The daily looked like it wanted to cross down, but it's hesitant because of the pump. So we'll also have to watch this to see. But we've talked about this before. When we're in a bull rally, the stochastics being up high, getting a cross down aren't as important. So what I've been doing recently, instead of paying attention to the cross down, and from the top on the daily and the 12-hour, I'm looking more at the 4-hour for a gauge of, when I can buy the pullback, because we had that 4-hour Stoch cross up, while the 12-hour and daily we're looking for crosses down. Okay, so I hope that makes sense as well. Our blue 10 simple, we talked about this. We did bounce off of that on the daily. Bollinger Bands. Yeah, I don't know what's going on the side here. I'm sorry, guys. But the price is 10,274 currently. You're hitting the top resistance band here as well. And on our Ichimoku cloud, we have the support coming way down here. This is all the way at 9,300. I don't think we will go below 9,600 because of that important resistance flip support. And now I'm looking at 98.50 to hold as well. 10,000 is just a psychological number. It doesn't have any real meaning. So I wouldn't be like, oh, it will never go below 10K again. Let's use real areas of support, not just psychological numbers. Okay? Yeah, I mean, the green cloud looks good. Let's go to the weekly real quick. The weekly, we are hitting the top. We did hit the top of the cloud. The cloud's at 10,400. And on Bitstamp, we hit 10,383. So we are hitting resistance on the weekly Ichimoku cloud. If we're able to break above this, beautiful. Let's see if we can start consolidating above the cloud. All right. Otherwise, this will be resistance. And we might see if we do get that 30% pullback, let's see what the top of this resistance cloud is to the bottom of it. That's only a 16%, so that wouldn't even be too bad. Okay, so we'll have to see how we react to the top of this weekly Ichimoku cloud. Your stochastics are still coasting up and looking good. Our Bollinger Bands also having trouble at the top resistance, okay? And your middle BB is going to be at 83.56. We are in the bullish zone, so if we bounce in here, that's still good to see, okay? Moving averages. Our moving averages, your 21 EMA is coming in at 86.74 and rising. So this is good. This is good. So we want to maintain above the 21 EMA as the weekly 21 EMA, as we explained in the top of the video. But we've also talked about 8,600 being a strong support. So now we have the yellow 21 EMA at 8,674. That just makes that 8,600 even stronger. Looking good. I'm excited, okay, guys? Just be cautious. Understand price goes up, price goes down, all right? And that's all, I think. That's all, guys. Let's look at the Heikin Ashi to finish it off. All right. Hope everyone's doing well today, enjoying themselves. All right, so we are just bullish on the weekly. We saw what happened when we turned bullish on the weekly from this bottom. I mean, this just lasted for a while. So if you're on spot, there's no reason to sell. If you're margin trading, you might have a different strategy. But looking at this, there's no reason to sell your spot BTC, in my opinion, not financial advice. The 3-day, looking bullish. Let's just skip to the 1-day. Still bullish. We did have, it went all the way to 10,400 and back down to 10,276. So, looking like possible indecision, Heikin Ashi candle here. We'll have to see how that plays out. The 12-hour, like I say, we had that massive pump and then a bit of a rejection. So we'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And the 4-hour might give us the 4 hours looking bullish. Okay, let's refresh this one more time. I'm not sure why I'm losing the side. Trading Views acting weird. But if you could hit that like one more time, leave me a comment, tick the bell for notifications, all that jazz. We can see prices at 10,265. And we're out. Crypto Rolly Roll.